Here we have for sale our No VAT 2019 on a 19 plate Ford Transit Custom 300. That means that this van has got a 3-ton gross vehicle weight. This has got the 2-litre EcoBlue 130 brake horsepower diesel Euro 6 engine. That is accompanied in this van with a 6-speed manual gearbox. This is the L1 or short wheelbase limited panel van. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get as standard on a Transit Custom Limited. We'll also talk you through in detail the condition of this particular example and talk you through the bits which have been added, and we'll take a look at the service history while we're at it as well. So as I mentioned at the very start of the video, around 40 seconds ago, there is no VAT on this particular van. Reason for that is that the previous owner, we've got 2 previous owners recorded on the V5. The previous owner was not VAT registered, therefore this van will be no VAT for the remainder of its life. So good opportunity here for anyone who is not VAT registered. Looking at the rear of the vehicle then, we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. What I mean by that are 2 doors which open in that sort of fashion. On a limited, you get a number of elements which come colour-coded. That includes the door handles around the vehicle, these trims down the side here, the bumpers, so rear and the front, and also the wing mirrors, all come colour-coded in the lovely black colour here. The first thing to note then, which has been added at the rear of the vehicle, that is the rear spoiler. That ties in very nicely with the rest of the sporty elements, which we'll talk you through in just a second. But having a good look here at these rear doors, of course we've got good reflections here, being a black van, and of course lovely glossy finish too. The paintwork is looking very clean and tidy indeed. There's a couple of, I can see a minor little chips just there, but they are absolutely tiny. I can see they've been touched in. Otherwise, as I say, looking very nice indeed. I'd say a couple of, very sort of minor touch-ins and things like that, but not a tremendous amount to fault it on, if I'm being honest. You get parking sensors, front and rear, so you can see we've got rear parking sensors there, nicely integrated into that rear bumper. And if we start to open up the back of the van, then we can have a look inside. First thing to note, this yellow arm here, give that a pull, that clips into place there against the rear door. That allows you to open it up to its full 180-degree position like so, and you can do exactly the same with the other door as well. Flips right the way open, and then you've got maximum accessibility and really allows me to show you properly the back or the load space of this van. So you can see here that this van is fully ply lined. This is brand new ply lining. We've had this done to the vehicle upon arrival during our preparation phase. We have this done on vast majority of vehicles, and you can see the company that we have in to do it does a very nice job indeed, all nicely siliconed in around the edge. And crucially, we like to have full door coverage, so we've got full protection on the rear doors and also on the side loading door as well. And as I say, that is there for protection, so if you've got any cargo moving around in the back of you, it's not going to be damaging your nice van. Looking at the bulkhead then, we've got a factory fitted bulkhead of course, which has got the load through hatch. You can load some longer items in there if you want to, and again, always a real sort of telltale sign on a van of how hard of a life it may have had previously. You can see here that is in really good condition. An optional extra on this particular vehicle, we can see that this one has got the LED load lights. You won't see much of a difference in this sort of light in broad daylight like this, but when we get into a reduced light condition, they do make a massive difference. On the floor, the Limited comes as standard like this, with this hard wearing plastic floor, which is fantastic because it allows you to sweep it out and things like that when it gets dirty. We'll continue then, shut these rear doors, we'll continue then to go around the outside of the van and having a look here down the passenger side, and again just having a look at those reflections. It is so clean and tidy, this van. You'll see obviously the mileage a bit later in the video, and obviously that'll give you an understanding why. And then let's talk a bit more about some elements which have been added. So we've got these fantastic gunmetal grey caliber 20-inch alloy wheels. They're all absolutely brand new with brand new tyres. We've got sidebars. We've also got roof bars with crossbars as well. So you have actually got some practicality with those roof bars. They're not just for the aesthetic, but a very nice looking van. As I say, looking down the side of the vehicle here, there's not a tremendous amount to fault it on. A tiny little pin dent just here. I don't even know if you can see that next to my next to my finger. You can just about see that in the reflection there, very small little pin dent. And I can see, again, just a couple of little chips here which have been touched in on the passenger door. But otherwise, as I'm sure you'll agree, a very clean, nice looking van. We'll quickly open up the side loading door. You can see there's a couple of again, touch-ins here, just actually on the handle itself. Having a look in the back from this angle, gives you a good look at this bulkhead. The load-through hatch, that is just opened and closed via a magnet. So you can set that there against the bulkhead and it just clips back into place there with a magnet. Opening up the passenger door then, start to have a look inside the cab. So lovely condition there of the passenger door card. Same with the passenger step. If we lift this mat out of the way, you can see the condition here in the front on the floor. And then we start to have a look at the seats. So no rips, tears or cigarette burns. It doesn't smell like a smoker's vehicle or anything like that in here either, which is always good to know. And we have got some service history. So even though it's done very, very low miles, this van, we can see that we have got a previous Ford service at 8,100 miles, and that was carried out in May 21. And of course, like all of our vehicles, it has been right through our workshop as well during our preparation. We'll talk you through a bit more about the spec that you get as a driver when we get around to that side, because that is where a limited really comes into its own. Looking then at the front of the vehicle, and this is where really all the action is in terms of how this van looks. So we've got this lovely front splitter which has been added. We've also got the Ford Trail grille, that's an actual genuine Ford part, and of course that just accompanies the lovely headlights with that very nice LED daytime running light so nicely. We've got the front fog lights, also front parking sensors I mentioned a bit earlier in the video, and of course colour-coded bumpers. But I think when you accompany these styling elements, the front splitter and that grille with those wheels and the sidebars and the black paintwork, it just looks such a good looking van. Having a look then at the condition here at the front, having a look at the bonnet, a couple of very, very few, but there are a couple of stone chips to the bonnet. Looking at the front bumper, again just a couple of very sort of minor stone chips, if anything. As I say, just not a tremendous amount to fault it on. As I say, you'll see the mileage in just a second, you'll understand why this van is as clean as it is. As I say, those lovely 20-inch alloys just fill the arches nicely. And as I say, having a look here down the driver's side of the vehicle, looking very, very clean. Little hairline mark just there on that very bumper corner. As I say, on the outside then, just to recap, 20-inch caliber wheels, side bars, roof bars, rear spoiler, front splitter, and also that lovely Ford Trail front grille. Right then, let's have a look inside. As I say, a couple of marks just on this door handle here as well. Opening up the driver's door then. So, looking at the step, very good condition there. Same with the area there by the driver's seat. Looking at the driver's seat itself, lovely condition, no issues there. We've also got the driver's armrest, of course, which is on a ratchet, so you can set that to your desired height. You can also set the height of the seat using this handle, and you can set the height of the front of the seat. So actually this part, what they call thigh adjustment there, using that dial. On top of the driver's door, we have electric windows, we have electric folding mirrors, and that is how those operate there, and that is just by pulling that back towards you. Auto activated lights and auto activated wipers. You've got 2 full remote keys with this vehicle, which is always very nice. Leather multifunctioning steering wheel. On the left hand side you've got your cruise control and your volume controls for the radio, and then on the right hand side you've got your onboard computer controls, and you can also answer and hang up the phone just there. Mileage then, 14,551 miles, so very, very low miles. Up on top of the dashboard then, you've got a USB port and a 12-volt socket. Plenty of storage up here on the dashboard as well, which is of course always handy in a van. Just below the gear stick, little cup holder which pops out there, and of course you have got a cup holder on either side here as well. 6-speed manual gearbox, as I mentioned, to go along with that 130 brake horsepower engine. Looking down here, this is again where, as I say, limited really comes into its own. You get heated front seats, both sides. You've got a heated windscreen, heated door mirrors, air conditioning. Down here then, another USB socket and a 12 volt socket as well, and most importantly you get this lovely Sync 3 screen, which you can see I've got my phone plugged in here. It gives you Apple CarPlay, so you've got things like your Apple Maps on here, you've got Google Maps or Waze if you prefer navigating via either of those methods. You can listen to your music on here via Apple Music, you can listen to your podcasts. Very, very lovely to use. DAB radio on here as well. If I jump in and put the vehicle into reverse, you also get the parking sensor display just there as well. Very, very smart interior on this van. It's a lovely condition, which really matches the outside with that fantastic low miles. So just to recap then, 2019 on a 19 plate Ford Transit Custom 300, so 3-ton gross vehicle weight, 2-litre Eco Blue diesel Euro 6 engine, so you can take this into the ultra low emission zone areas without having to pay that pesky ULEZ charge. 130 brake horsepower, 6-speed manual gearbox, short wheelbase, limited, full body styling kit. So you've got the front splitter, rear spoiler, 20-inch caliber alloy wheels, sidebars, roof bars with the crossbars, and also that fantastic trail front grille, brand new ply lining in the back, LED load lights. But what a gorgeous looking van. Previous Ford service in the service book, and as I say, like all of our vehicles, has been right through our workshop and will be warranted by ourselves as well for any mechanical issues. And probably the biggest bonus of the lot is there is no VAT to pay, so very, very attractive proposition indeed. If you'd like to see the full advert of this vehicle, including the price, the photos and the description, please head over to our website if you haven't already, bridgeendvans.co.uk. We will welcome inquiries on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. We can deliver all of our vehicles nationwide, so by all means get in contact and see if we can make an arrangement for that to happen for you. We can take cars or vans in part exchange, and again all of this can be arranged remotely, whether that be over the phone or via email, WhatsApp, all these different methods that we've got at our disposal. And of course we can arrange finance at very competitive rates as well for private individuals or limited companies. I know it sounds like a typical salesperson thing to say, but no VAT, low mileage, Ford Transit Custom looking like this, these really don't hang around long. So we're not one to pressure, but if you are interested, I would encourage you to submit an inquiry. Thank you very much for watching.